What happens when you ignore a Sagittarius man? Almost everyone knows how brutally honest a Sagittarius man is, and this is because of his fiery nature. You do not want to get this man mad because you will not like it. If you have had a misunderstanding, you might want to talk with him, because here's what happens when you ignore a Sagittarius man. When you ignore a Sagittarius man, he will abandon the ignoring. It's either he will not notice or will get annoyed with you. He will not like the mind game and will ignore you back. He will move on from you and find someone else, and the worst part, he may reject you permanently and may abandon you. If you are looking for more in-depth training to truly understand your Sagittarius man, what his behaviors mean, what he likes and dislikes, and how to get him hooked, then also check out Sagittarius Man Secrets. This book is jam-packed with great info about your Sagittarius man. You'll find the link in the description below. That said, before we delve into what he's like when you ignore him, let's first review his weaknesses and his behavior when mad. Sagittarius man's weaknesses. If you have been with a Sagittarius man all your life, you will know how competitive he is. He is a high achiever that has big dreams of achieving the highest possible grades he can get. Although this shows signs of success, this can sometimes get into the head of your Sagittarius man. He overthinks a lot and gets anxious about the littlest things. He is always overanalyzing situations and coming up with alternative explanations to make everything make sense. He scrutinizes things about himself and others. Yes, it can be healthy to some degree, but a Sagittarius man can easily take this to a whole new level. He is a little bit of a narcissist and looks down on people, especially if he feels that he is better and superior compared to them. He looks down on people that have hobbies that contain lesser brain work than his. With this being said, we can all agree that a Sagittarius man can be a little rude when it comes to conversing with people. He does not see the point of beating around the bush. If he wants to say something, he is going to say it directly to your face. He does not care about, and isn't sensitive to, other people's feelings. When a Sagittarius man is mad. The thing about your Sagittarius man is that he is not afraid to show to the world that he is mad. When he is mad, you will know. The first thing that he does when he gets mad is that he gets a little ruthless when it comes to his words. Sometimes he gets blinded by his anger and says things that he does not totally mean. And the thing about him is that he does not care if you get hurt or not. Another thing to notice when a Sagittarius man is mad at you is that he will give you hints that he is mad. He knows the power of his words, but there are tendencies that he is going to bottle up his feelings and avoid confrontation. So, he can ignore you and give you the silent treatment. He can also criticize you for the littlest things that you do, which can be quite annoying if you ask me. Your Sagittarius man is a fire sign, and one way to put out a flame is to let it burn itself out. You can't put out a fire with fire. This means that he can't always ball up his feelings. He needs to express his anger when he's angry, and he won't hold back when he does. So, he will confront you when he's mad. If you're looking for a more complete list of do's and don'ts that matter more than anything else to a Sagittarius guy, they're all in Sagittarius Man Secrets. Click the link in the description below. When you ignore a Sagittarius man, 5 things happen. 1. He won't even notice that you've ignored him. We have mentioned earlier how smart a Sagittarius man can be. This means that he thinks with logic and reason. We also know how straightforward he is and how he wants to be honest all the time. So, if you decide that you'd like to give him the cold shoulder, or ignore him, then you'll end up with one of 2 results. First, he won't even notice that you're ignoring him, so whatever it is you want to accomplish as a result of ignoring him won't happen. Second, he'll notice you're ignoring him and he'll get annoyed with you, and that's definitely not what you wanted either. He would appreciate and prefer it if you just tell him what's wrong. Chat with him as soon as you feel there's something wrong with your relationship instead of ignoring him. He might not even notice that you're ignoring him because you're upset about something. He'll think that everything is perfectly fine and there's nothing wrong. This happens because of how logical he is. If he thinks there's no problem, then there's nothing to fix. It's as simple as that. So, the best thing to do is just tell him the problem. 2. He does not like the mind game. If you have just been talking to this Sagittarius man, and you are attempting to make him chase you by ignoring him, think again. Your Sagittarius man does not like to play mind games, and he has no time for women who are playing the role of a mouse in a cat and mouse game. If you ignore him, he will interpret it as you are not interested in him anymore. And if you do not know what will happen next, he will move on from you. There really is no good reason for you to giving him the silent treatment. It's best to just confront him and talk to him. 3. He moves on. As mentioned in the previous point, when you start to ignore a Sagittarius man, he'll move on from whatever it is that you have with him. He is going to withdraw himself from this sticky situation. You need to remember that he is a leader and a very adventurous one. If you expect him to just sit around and wait for you, think again. He will never do that. So, if he feels like there is no hope in the relationship anymore just because you are giving him the cold shoulder, he is going to want to find the next person he wants to be with. He is going to look for that person that will match his energy. And in time, somehow, you might regret your decision. 4. He will ignore you back. Your Sagittarius man knows exactly what he deserves, and he knows that he does not deserve to be ignored like the way you do to him. Now, with people, he gives back what people give him. Once he starts to notice that you are giving him the cold shoulder, he will reciprocate. He is going to do the same to you. It is important that you know how to deal with problems with a Sagittarius man because right off the bat, this whole game does not work. Of course, he will only allow things to be fixed with you if he is in love with you, or if he likes you at least. 5. He will reject you permanently. Again, your Sagittarius man does not lie beating around the bush. He prefers honesty, brutal honesty. And if he finds out that you have included him in your little games and experiment, he might permanently kick you out of his life. No matter how much effort it takes to win him back, he is not going to let you into his life anymore. However, if you offer a good reason for ignoring him, he might be more understanding. So, you need to be brave to step out and stand up for yourself. Be honest with what you feel about him. If you're realizing you need to know a lot more about how your Sagittarius man operates so you don't slip up, check out Sagittarius Man Secrets. It's chock full of practical advice and real-world tips women use to build a happy, successful relationship with the Sagittarius guys in their lives. Click the link in the description below. If you've enjoyed the info here, make sure to smash the like button. What happens when you ignore a Sagittarius man? Final thoughts. When you ignore a Sagittarius man, he won't even notice that you're ignoring him. He does not like the mind game. He moves on. He will ignore you back. He'll reject you permanently. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe.